The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, callers, and advisors on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2026. All rights reserved.
Coming up tonight, the 2026-2027 budget passed in the House of Assembly last night. Also tonight, voters pushing back. We talked about it last night and again this evening on this Week in Review Fridays, pushing back against imposed speed limits in Nassau Harbor and also those liquor license certificates. Yeah, that's right. Business owners are saying, what now? This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. Week in Review Fridays. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, you've watched it play out in the House of Assembly, the debate for the 2026-2027 budget. The fiscal budget will come into effect on July 1st. Right now, it goes to the Senate for debate before it passes and is ready for July 1st. But the Hot Topics panel themselves have been watching very keenly the budget debate in certain areas in particular. I want to welcome this evening to the show Leslie Miller and Michael Turnquest. Gentlemen, good evening to both of you. Good to have you here. Welcome to Week in Review Fridays.
Good evening, Shanique, and good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, Bahamas.
Gentlemen, we saw this budget debate has been quite interesting. I mean, I guess from distractions to the actual budget itself. But, you know, if you took the time to watch and listen, a lot was said, a lot has been put on the table, a lot that the Bahamian people must pay attention to that, if done right and done at all, will make a huge difference for the lives of every ordinary and everyday Bahamians. And this is something that the country desperately needs. I'd like each of you maybe to talk about one area that you paid attention to and that you applauded for the work that's now being promised.
You know, Shanique, I think, one thing that we continue to look at and hope to see, it's been, I guess, probably seeing progress is, in the infrastructural upgrades throughout, that being what is supposed to happen, that being the Family Islands as well as Nassau. Everybody, as relates to, look forward to improve roads, infrastructure work, throughout their neighborhoods, through our thoroughways, across the breadth of the Bahamas. And I think that's one thing that, we continue to look forward to and see the upgrades coming, whether it be, the bridge in Eleuthera, yes. All of the various things, but allow persons' lives to travel, yes. Commute back and forth to be a seamless one. In some islands, some roads are horrific. Long Island, for one, I was there for the regatta, and, there's road works carrying on, but they, it's, everything, it takes time, but, sometimes the pain that you have to go through to get there, isn't a good one, especially on vehicles, especially on islands where you don't have, a lot of mechanics, so it's, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are looking forward to that. And, we can talk about what we're looking forward to, but I know there are some things that I think some Bahamians might have, one is, the vehicle license fee is going up. I think that's something that, people are looking for relief, not, burdens.
Not additional fees.
Yeah.
Well, before Leslie jumps in, I want to tell you about what I saw just today. And it was so beautiful. It was a drone shot, and it talked about Exuma and the road works that are happening there. And it was the aesthetics and everything was so beautiful. I felt like I wanted to vacation on Exuma today. I saw that, and so people are excited, like you say, about the road works. And I'll tell you, for the road works to happen, you need you need to, for example, let's say the state of Florida. We see there's always work being done. Well, they pay taxes in order for that to happen. And so if we want the road works done, so if you going up $5 on driver's license fees, then these roads should have no potholes and it shouldn't get to this state again. So you're right, people are looking forward to road works, for example, to health care and all that. But Leslie, I don't want to jump ahead of you. What area you paid attention to in the last few weeks?
This new 26-27 budget seems to be tailor-made for the average ordinary Bahamian. For example, the purchase and finalization of the electricity company in Grand Bahama brought immediately 30% electricity bill to everyone. I mean, that could only be one of the best pluses in this region right now, especially in Grand Bahama, where things are still tough, except we are last in the region with the cost of electricity. But I can just appreciate what boosts the average homeowner in Grand Bahama had, Freeport, Prop, and Grand Bahama, that reduction. And I trust that the lights continue to stay on too, you know. You've been having some problems, so.
That part right there,
And
but
people are concerned, no, don't give me a 30%, and then 50% of the time to light off, you know?
But as you say, you can sweat.
Listen,
I can sweat tonight.
it's been, I'll tell you this though, I know, I am, and yes, Lord Jesus, you know, the people are vexed. But in that same sort of fervor, we're looking forward to the work that BPL has on top.
They got
and
plenty
will
of work to do.
And once it's done, we know it's going to be better. But going back to what you said about, and the people of Grand Bahama reached out to me earlier this week, I just didn't have the space and time to talk about it. So let me add to what you're saying, Leslie, and I hope that we can show it on the screen. The people of Grand Bahama sent their bills. They compared it 2025 now to now 2026, and the difference has been, for some people, $100 difference, $200 difference for businesses and or residences. And so they are quite happy about that. There was even a video that went viral with someone saying, listen, I support this government, but understand this, I support them with this because I now live the difference. I'm living the difference of paying less for electricity bills.
Lord, hopefully you get that now.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right?
And the other
I guess
important,
now we don't have to worry about a high bill because your electricity don't stay on
They'll
long
stay on
enough.
to be able to
and a
have.
very other important aspect of the budget was the sum $1.2 million that the government had to incorporate to take care of the civil servants on the 2,000 plus persons that was employed in the service over the last 4.5 years. And people who are going to now be permanent and pensionable now. People understand how important
How
this is.
significant that is.
And how significant it is. And I urge all of the unions to cut out the foolishness. Remember, in every country in the world, even the great United States of America, you pay a proportionate amount to have your safety net, which is when you retire, you could go ahead and get a pension. I'll be the first one to say, in the Bahamas, pensions are very low. You have an average school teacher with a master's degree who taught for 40 years, can't take home $1,500. There's got to be something wrong with that. Then you have someone who work at the corporations, BEC, Water and Sewage, Batelco, who would be a linesman or ordinary person, taking home $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And I always say, and I will always say, they have put such an onerous burdens on the back of our country with the debt that the government has, trying to bring down the cost of life, cost of living in this country. But you gotta realize how bad it has been for the last 50 years of our lives, that the corporations with their employees and the unions have basically destroyed us, because you have one tier of Bahamians working for the government, say guys working in Ministry of Works, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance. Their salary scale is so much lower than those who work in these corporations over the years, that the disparity is so great they can never catch up. And the worst thing is, the government is responsible for a debt exceeding $2 billion in paying those persons
You know, I think
remit that we don't have.
I think sometimes
It's
I don't know,
not
I don't know
there.
the thinking, the process, or the thought process is, you know, that being critical infrastructure, you know, that being, you know, BPL, telecommunications, and I think that might, I think it requires a lot of technical expertise.
Yes, it does.
Which is why sometimes, you know.
But Mike, I'm talking about the average, ordinary person.
Yeah.
The
But yeah,
office
understood.
worker.
But Leslie, I'm
And what have
happy.
you.
I know what Leslie's issue is. Mike
Okay.
Lee said it many times. He feels
Yeah.
as though
I've been fighting it for 10 years.
The gap in what some civil servants make
Disparities
versus,
is just
versus
too great,
others,
Mike.
right?
Yeah,
but
but-
I want to say this: I'm happy that those who prefer can now be permanent and pensionable.
And they
there
must contribute
something
to their
was said,
future
because
welfare.
I saw that aspect of
Must
the debate,
contribute.
and something
Must make
was said
contribution.
along the lines of, well, when they become permanent and pensionable, then their pay goes down, but they have gained so much more.
Yeah.
As you said, on the
The
back
years
end,
you're gonna need it.
on the back end, yeah, and the
you
years
get
you're
65.
gonna need it.
That's where majority of them do need it. You know,
Yeah.
they find
When you get
themselves,
65.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
you
I'll
don't
tell you
become a
this.
beggar.
Something else in the budget, the Ministry of Transport, I tell you, the new minister, Leon Lundy, is out the gate running. There's a number of things that's happening too in transport proper.
Yes.
But as it relates to the port department that comes under his ministry, they are trying to, and I'll tell you this, what was very surprising last night on this show, Jimmy Moscow joined with the port controller in saying, listen, this, what was done and now being implemented and to come into effect July 1st has been needed for years. Take a look, and then we'll talk about it.
See my good buddy Jim.
One slips through, they are
Yes,
caught by the camera.
I do think Captain Burnright's on the right track. I think, they use it in the States. You use it, road traffic uses it. They actually send you a bill if they take a picture of your car speeding. And I think that, there has to be, and I'm sure he's going to do it, a big announcement that this is it. Anybody not doing the right thing will be fined heavily. And if they get fined more than once or twice, like a car, you take your license away from you. And that's your livelihood. I mean, it's rough, but it's better than killing somebody in the harbor. I mean, that's going to happen. We've been very, very fortunate. And I think Captain Burnright would agree that that hasn't happened, but it's only a matter of time. I mean, thank God chalks ain't flying anymore. That would make it even worse.
I agree with you. An extremely busy harborway. Mr. Moscow, what does a more regulated Nassau harbor? That was last evening on the show. Jimmy Moscow, a major investor and businessman here in the Bahamas, and also somebody who plays a key role as well in infrastructure and all that. And I think he probably has interest in the boating as well. And so this is why he's been calling for more regulation, or not even just for it to be enforced. Now, not every boater or certain aspects disagree. Not that it should be regulated, not that there should be safety, but they're saying 5 miles per hour in the harbor, that cuts away and takes away from, for example, conducting tours. Michael,
But they can never go 5 to begin with.
Well, no, they're not going 5 because, go ahead,
what
Michael.
people don't realize is the science. There's a science to boats. When you have bigger boats that the load is heavy, they create very a lot of wake.
Yeah.
When you have a smaller boat that goes at a certain speed, there's almost little to no wake. Speed boats almost create little to no wake when going through a harbor, where they're doing 15, 20 mile an hour. The thing is, it's all up to the actual individual, that being the officers. Some of them who are not educated in terms of, they'll look at speed, but they'll realize or think that speed means wake. It's not so. You can have a boat doing 5 miles an hour. A boat, and there's some heavy boats out there that go to certain islands. They create large wakes. If they do 8, 10 miles an hour, it creates wake out of this world. And this is what I think you want to make sure that.
Because this is what the port controller said. Bern Wright, who was also on last night.
Who explains it every day.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah, he said, listen, you can massage that. They can go 7 miles per hour. They can maybe even go 9 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour. But as Michael is saying, a big boat going 10 miles per hour may create the kind of wake that's destructive.
And I know of certain. I don't want to call the company's name, but there are certain boats that do transports every day, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. When those boats go through the harbor, they could do 8 mile an hour, 7, 6, 5 mile an hour, and they will still create wake. I mean, because the boats are heavy, and when they're loaded, they create heavy weight. The thing is, you have to ensure that the officers who are enforcing these laws, they are educated. They are educated enough to make a sensible determination whether a boat, just because a boat is doing 30 mile an hour doesn't mean it's creating big wake. You have some speed boats go and make 40, 50 mile an hour and make almost no wake because there's only 2 engines, a little propeller, and some of them
sit on top of the water.
And they sit on top of the water.
Yeah,
but this is what these people do not understand. It's a science to everything. And it's all about load. It's, some boats, some boats, when they're not even loaded, they create wake.
But Leslie, do we agree, though, that the harbor is so small and it's just a certain portion that they're talking about where you must exercise this, that for safety reasons and cost to businesses, because I understand wakes, which is the wave and the motion and all that, can create quite significant damage for the marine and boats and other things there
For
along the harbor.
For boats that are parked at marinas, is always a challenge, and that's why sometimes when you get right off of the tip of Ocean Club, where most of the marinas exist, there's always the common rule is you slow down. You come down to a speed whereas though there's basically little to no wake at all.
Right.
Anything past what we call Atoll Island, which would sometimes, depending on how, because it's a channel, you can't go too close to the eastern end of the island because there's a lot of reefs. So most of the time you stay close to Atoll Island, then going towards Porgy Rock, which is kind of the open, deep water, which most boats travel. And by the time as any size boat, whether it be a yacht, by the time as the wake get all the way to the eastern point of the island, that being along the reef side, there's almost the waves kind of break down to almost little to nothing. But once you get to the point of Ocean Club, that's where a lot of boats cause a lot of ruckus and issues.
So what Mike is saying, in those zones where you have a lot of traffic, you must slow down to enable the boat to be firm on the water and not to affect other drivers in the same area.
Yeah.
But the Moscow's family has made such a wonderful contribution to our country over the last 70, 80 years, especially Brother George, God bless him, who's like a father to me, and his precious wife and John, who has passed. Jimmy has been in the business now, he took over from his father, 30 years ago. And this is a man who knows the sea. His business is the sea, with the other companies that he have associated with water, with building bridges and the like. And he is saying so much in his time, because some of these guys are so reckless. We know, and you know, how reckless they are.
And some cause it make it bad for others.
Exactly. They're reckless, and they don't care about human life.
But what happened when this was implemented last couple months ago, what they were doing, which I found to be very disingenuous, when they actually were booking boats, they took them back, they almost impounded the boat and saying we would not release with tourists on the boat and would not release boats until you pay the fine.
That's a part of it.
And that became an issue.
That's a part of it.
Right. You need to, you give a fine, you give it to the individual, and you let them go along their merry way, and you log that into your system.
Yeah.
But you should not be impounding boats based on somebody's. It's the same thing as you get a speeding violation on the road.
Exactly.
You get a ticket and you're sent along your way, but at the end of the day, if you're caught again and you have a warrant for your arrest, that being with you on land or water, you're then arrested. That's the way it's done in Florida and other places.
They have different people on the boat, different days.
Yes.
And the fella can lie on each other.
Many of whom who don't know.
And you have a problem.
But the ticket doesn't go in the company's name. The ticket goes in the individual or the captain's name.
Okay.
And that's the way it works. And it's the same way.
They ain't got the money to pay the fine.
At one point in the road traffic, they used to take the name of the disc plate, but they don't do that anymore.
No,
they book the actual individual who is driving the car or driving the vessel. But now the issue is making sure those who are going to be issuing these citations or tickets are well properly trained to make a sensible determination whether there is wake, there might be speed, but there might be no wake. And this is what we want to make sure that I think a lot of people do
But I think you also want to cut down on the speed. We know Nassau Harbor is extremely congested now.
Extremely.
I mean, there are mail boats, there are fishing vessels, there are tour operators, there are yachts.
No, you don't want to see nobody going through there doing 50, 40, I think a comparable speed is 10, you do 50 and 20 mile an hour once you pass a certain point.
Yes.
Even if you zone it where you said after Ocean Club going east, you can increase speed going up to X amount, and kind of put, just how they have that green zone, that map that they laid out, put a green zone. Hey, this is the 5 mile an hour zone. This is the 10 mile an hour zone. And here's a 15 mile an hour zone that allows you to get out a little faster.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But I think Leslie and Michael, what they're promising to do, signage. So who knows, they may do something like that. Cameras to accompany those. So we will see, because we're going to stay on top of this. Michael, I also know next week we're going to look at those liquor licenses that we started talking about and discussing before election.
That's a nightmare.
That is a different thing that's proving quite interesting.
The liquor
for
certificate
business.
is what they, and you cannot, if you do not have your liquor certificate, you now do not get your business license. But you
how does the Chinese get it?
I think all of them are maybe licensed by now, but who knows? But
how the Chinese get it?
Food stores.
The agency
who's selling liquor out there? Food stores.
Sell liquor.
The issue is the agencies are so disjointed that it's almost impossible to get this new liquor certificate. I mean, this is like, just one long out drawn process trying to get, this one is saying you need this, the other one is saying, no, you don't have it, so you don't need it. The other one is saying, yes, you do need it. It's so much back and forth for this.
Michael, save that so we can properly dissect that
On
next
Monday,
week. Absolutely. Let's save that so we can really discuss that and see what the real issues are. And then find out over the weekend how much Chinese have theirs and what they do, what they did to get it.
Really the key,
what they did to get it. Yes,
Enforcement is the
no,
key.
we want to know about the Chinese
Enforce
selling
the
this liquor.
laws.
That's what we want to know. Listen, Leslie Miller, Michael Turnquest, thank you both very, very much. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to meet some teen queens who are doing amazing things and preparing for international competition. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokesmodel. And I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Uh-oh. Luckily, it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here where these large capacity washer and dryers is. It's big enough now to handle your big loads, you know. Yeah, like you can put on your blanket. But just look at that. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! Help! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes you, presses you, and entertains you 24/7.
My name is Charles Wesley Roll. My organic farm is Nice Layers Organic Farm. I have 230 birds up here. I give them fresh water, pumpkin, lettuce, cabbages, all the vegetables. Anything what I eat, they eat. Right now, we sell the eggs for $7 a dozen from Monday to Friday. On Saturdays, you can get 4 dozen eggs for $21. I'll be located on Jamaica Road, the western side, Silverstone Primary School.
This year, Island Luck Sportsbook sent one of their very own customers all the way to San Antonio to watch Game 5 of the NBA Finals. The Knicks closed it out right then and there. No Game 6, no Game 7. Our customer was sitting in that arena the night the championship was decided. That's the kind of luck we talking about at Island Luck Sportsbook. Winners live here. Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Surprise Dad this week with special savings from Grand Bahama Tile's Father's Day pop-up sale. For 2 days only, Thursday, June 18th and Friday, June 19th, enjoy 15% off store-wide. Give Dad that special gift with special savings just for him. Starting tomorrow, come in and save with Grand Bahama Tiles. Call them at 352-7920. Some restrictions apply.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's great to have you all tuned in this Friday evening. Well, pageantry in the Bahamas is still alive and very active. In fact, I have a studio filled with teen queens who are preparing for international competition. So I don't want to at all take up much more of their time. I want you to hear from them and meet them. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines and good evening to both of you. Please welcome first Quinelle Higgs. She is Miss Teen Caribbean United World 2026 and Dominica Benaby, Miss Teen United World 2026. Ladies, first of all, congratulations to both of you on these huge and magnificent crowns you're wearing. That means that you went out there and you did the doggone thing. But it's good to have you both here. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Tell me, what is the crown on your head? Quinnell, I'll start with you. What does this crown on your head represent as a teen queen in the Bahamas and preparing for international competition?
Well, thank you for that question. This crown represents poise, resilience, and integrity. Thank you.
And how about you, Dominica? You both beautiful crowns, look quite amazing, and you walked in the studio with such confidence this evening. What does that crown represent for you?
Well, the crown represents my confidence. I am currently building up my confidence, and as I prepare for internationals, I plan to continue practicing how to walk in heels and how to get better with public speaking in order for me to compete.
It's always the heels, I'll tell you that. I mean, whether they be teen queens like yourselves or the experienced lot, heels are always an issue from time to time. Now, ladies, you go to the state of Texas to represent the Bahamas shortly?
Yes, Mom.
When is this competition and where in Texas?
It is in Texas, Austin, Texas, September 4th to the 6th.
Now, what does it mean for you all to be wearing this crown and that sash, and of course with the Bahamas flag in your hands, going to compete against other teen queens like yourselves? What does it mean to represent the Bahamas on an international stage for each of you?
Well, I would say it means to have confidence, always believe in God, and be poised, be brilliant, and just having fun on the stage, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, the crown and sash, it represents that I get to make my country be a part of something big on the international stage. It gives me the chance to, get confident and to also put my country out there for modeling and as well as pageantry.
What has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far? I mean, you all have, I think one of you have held the crown for the last few months and one longer than that. What has been the most rewarding part of this journey?
I would say being crowned again, being the newly Teen Caribbean United World 2026, and just given another chance to represent my country 2 for 2.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Dominica?
Well, for me, it gives me the confidence to put myself out there, as I am a recent graduate with honors from St. Augustine's College.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
Pretty
you.
and smart.
Thank you.
Pretty and smart.
Yes, sir.
Yes, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it gives me that opportunity to put myself out there as I prepare for the real world. And it also brings out that you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Awesome. Ladies, congratulations once again, and do well in your international competition. We want to hear and follow up with your pageant directors and, of course, with you to go out there, certainly right before your pageant, before you leave, come back and let us know, let us see perhaps how you plan to culturally represent us. But it's good to have you all here this evening.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. We're going to bring in the other lot. I'm continuing my conversation with these wonderful teen queens here in the Bahamas. In fact, these are the other two you met a moment ago, and now the three of them are newly crowned, and they're getting ready for international competition. Joining me now are Dominique Beneby, Miss Pre-Teen Bahamas Globe 2026, Malia Thacker, Miss Teen Bahamas Globe 2026, and Michelle Wilson, Miss Bahamas Globe 2026. Ladies, good evening to each of you. You all look stunning. Welcome to Be on the Headlines.
Good evening.
How has your reign been so far?
So far, my reign has been extraordinary. I've made new friends, I've talked to new people, and I'm really starting to talk with a purpose instead of just talking.
But which is good, you know. I mean, listen, words or excessive words are good if they have meaning behind them, right? How about you? How's your reign been?
For me, I can say I kind of became a celebrity overnight. I am absolutely enjoying my reign, and I am grateful for all the opportunities and experiences that come with my title.
Well, for me, my reign has been an incredible experience because it has given me an opportunity to be able to elevate my responsibility and my communication skills. And it also has been a fun experience because I get to experience a lot of aspects about pageantry alongside my newly crowned sister queens.
Oh, that sounds amazing. When you say sort of discipline and duties, you mean in terms of carrying out the duties that come with the crown?
Yes, ma'am.
Super. Now, ladies, what's been the highlight so far for each of your reign? And maybe you each don't have to, maybe you, Miss Preteen, what's been a highlight for you so far?
For me, it's when I go out in my crown and sash, and the little children, they're like, "Mom, she's a queen," and then I just get all happy inside because now I am inspiring someone else to say, "I want to be a queen too."
And you're also reshaping how young women have kind of presented themselves in the Bahamas in recent time, right? How about you, Miss Teen Bahamas? Let's just talk about that. Are you encouraged, discouraged, more motivated than ever, perhaps, to be an example for your peers who have been seen to kind of have different influences that don't look the best every time?
Well, I can say for me, I enjoy representing a purpose that is bigger than myself. For example, my platform is Environmental Stewardship in Action, and it's my commitment to actively care for and protect the natural environment. So I enjoy educating others and getting them to have hands-on experiences with the environment and actually helping do something positive in society.
Okay. Now, when you go, Miss Bahamas, when you go to, and by the way, they're going to Mexico. This group, they're off to Mexico next month. You will hear more about that in a moment. But Miss Bahamas, when you go to Mexico, what is one thing you would want the other contestants to know for sure about the Bahamas?
Well, one thing I would like the other contestants to know about the Bahamas is that I really want to place emphasis on the rich traditions and the vibrant heritage that the Bahamas holds as a nation. And I also want them to be able to experience the beauty, strength, and uniqueness of our islands.
Super. Now, of course, where are you all going?
Calientes, Mexico.
Let me tell you, they got that so right. They got that so right. And you leave next month, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's talk about the week of pageantry and the week of competition that's going to be happening. Will you want the judges to be able to understand and appreciate from each of you on the stage in Mexico?
I want them to appreciate my boldness and my uniqueness. Not only is my name Dominique, but I try to be unique. And I want others to, not only others, but the judges themselves to realize that a tiny girl from the Bahamas can make waves anywhere.
I love that. How about you?
Well, piggybacking off of what Dominique said, I want the judges to know that we have so much talent, discipline, and intelligence in the Bahamas, and we're coming to show them that.
And how about you?
Also piggybacking on both Malia and Dominique, I would like the judges to know that the women of the Bahamas are just as capable of achieving excellence internationally, and it showcases that us as Bahamians, we could be able to inspire future generations to dream big and believe in themselves.
So meanwhile, as we wrap up this segment, ladies, I want you each to talk about what is your dream for young women in the Bahamas in particular who, as I questioned to you before, who sometimes show up in all the wrong ways. We see the fights on that go viral and the video clips and the rest of it, and just so many undesirable behavior that's going on. What is it that you want them to understand and appreciate and know about themselves?
I would want young ladies of the Bahamas to know that you are blessed. You are born in a country with little to no problems. So you should not be fighting. You should learn how to represent yourself and your family with pride, because who knows where we would be anywhere else. So stick to yourself. Don't get in fights, because those things can affect you in the long run.
What I want them to know is you are capable. You might not have all the resources you need, but failure is better than no attempt at all. An example is sitting right in front of you. I got it right on the 3rd try, and now I am here, so you can do it as well. Reach for the stars.
If at first you don't succeed.
Yeah.
Very good. And Ms. Bahamas?
What I would want the young women to know is that I want them to recognize their worth, and I would like them to be able to present themselves with poise, grace, confidence, and excellence, because confidence and excellence could carry you a long way in life. So being able to carry yourself with grace and confidence, it would not only be beneficial towards you, but to the people around as well.
Absolutely. Ladies, congratulations once again. Good luck in Mexico. Bring the crown back. Come here with a little more Spanish under your belt, and let's have fun, and we would love to celebrate you when you come back. Thank you for stopping by. And of course, to Dominica and Quinnell. Thank you both as well for being here. Beyond the Headlines is back right after this.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods. Taste the difference.
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Of course, we saw those teen queens who were here. Quite impressive, aren't they? Well, good luck to them. Now, so get this, you all, it's Friday. And I love when the Hot Topics panel, when they do this. So they decided that they would stick around because they want to talk more about the 2026-2027 budget. And also, you heard us kind of talk about it, the liquor license or liquor certificate and what the new requirements are. So Leslie and Michael, thank you for sticking around. Good to have you both here. Michael, I know you wanted to really highlight first, before we get back to the Chinese license. To the liquor license. To the liquor license. But I know you wanted to
Chinese
talk about...
have a lot of stuff now.
They surely do. I know you wanted to really talk about the beaches and parks and how that's part of this budget and what was announced that you were looking forward to.
I think I'm looking forward. I think there was something that was mentioned as relates to them tackling, I think, 3 to 4 parks. I don't know if it was per year or how often or per quarter. But I just wanted to, I think there needs to be a lot of focus there because, we've seen where we've had a lot of derelict parks in the past, where they'd be abandoned, not even almost like abandoned, some of them. But we really need to give, the younger ones some place that really they can take pride in. And, hopefully, they would be, innovative and start putting artificial grass in some of these, on some of these parks, whereas though we don't have to worry about whether it's being lawned or not, but, do it really nice where it gives kids really that sense of, I really want to go with them, mommy. I really want to go with them and play. Where you can have kind of
It's
bring
necessary.
that
Green spaces are necessary.
back. And
let's talk. You say the community feel. Let us then for a moment, because I know coming up on Sunday's newscast, we're going to be talking about Sabas on homes in Fort Charlotte. We know what he's been doing. He's hit the road. After being elected, he's hit the road. And green spaces has been a key part of what he's been doing as well, to, just as you said, to make sure there's community throughout Fort Charlotte.
I mean, even you look at his, I don't know if it's a community center or his constituency head or office, but that looks like a place where people want to come and congregate and partake in whatever activities is. And I think that's what we need to start doing with our parks. Because, you hate when parks, either they have ants, canopy, all type of different things, just sitting around waiting, but you don't want kids to go out and play. I think this is the reason for making sure that you have, take the innovative approach where you can pack these, the ground properly, put, nice artificial turf in where kids will be more, they can go and roll around and do things that they want to do rather than worrying about glass bottle and things of that sort. Where you have artificial turf where you can see all of the imperfections, where there'd be a glass, you could have someone go there and sweep up and clean up, things of that sort. So I think, just what he's doing, hopefully, the chairman of Beaches and Parks, they take that approach, but really put some love into these parks and put really heavy-duty equipment.
But that is what I wanted to say to you, because there is a new chairman, Leslie, as we all know, and Mikhail Barnaby was here recently, before, obviously, the election and the reassignment, and he said, listen, the wear and tear also is what have a lot, meaning it's heavy usage on, for example, Goodman's Bay. People go there and they use those equipment, and that's why it would break down, Leslie.
But they have to go out and look. To me, they have to go far. And I mean, you look at some of the equipment on some of these U.S. parks and things like that. These things
they stay there for
yes, they meant to last forever.
I think one of the biggest problems we have with regard to parks, and I welcome the new chairman of Beach and Parks in his new position. Hope that he would be able to work with everybody in a meaningful way. I think, I went to high school in the United States of America in Florida. And when you mentioned park, looking at a wonderful, beautiful place, at least 2 to 3 acres of land, the government has to impose themselves, especially the Minister of Housing, on these derelict lots that we have in New Providence. A hell of a lot of them. I'll give you a good example. In 5 Pond Lot, there's only 1 park in all of Camp Road, the whole area. Opposite Uriah McPhee, less than 100 by 50.
And that's not a
piece of garbage, really.
That's not much of
but
a park.
Up there opposite the church in 5 Pond Lot, there's a 2-acre plot that would try to push the government to just take the park. The property's been sitting there vacant for at least 100 years. People have to now start looking at bringing up these young kids in the right manner with so much fighting in the schools. I mean, look at the last couple of weeks what we saw. Little kids just disgracing themselves, fighting. Ben, Dave, and I go through these areas, like Camp Road, St. James Road, Baintown, St. Mr. Miller. I think they give us a park. There's a hell of a lot, there's a big piece of property right there in Baintown. Charles Carter, God bless him, and his family left. And the property next door is theirs. What it comes for, 1.5 acres. Government's going to have to buy those property, purchase the property, give them a fair price, and put a rail park to let these kids enjoy a life after school.
You know, green spaces are shown
You've got to have green spaces
to
in
decrease
every area.
stress.
And
it
you gotta
makes
put
life happier,
pressure
make you
on
healthier.
the developers.
Yeah.
The developers can't give you one damn lot to have a park.
And put the
It's
right-
got to be a minimum of 1 acre to 2 acres.
And put the right equipment.
And put the equipment on there.
The right
You have to do it.
equipment. You have to put
You have
the
to
right-
force them to do it. And the churches too got to get involved and event like the government on Gladstone Road. They give the churches 2 or 3 acres of land. It's always in the pastor's name, by the way.
Now you know.
Okay?
Now you know.
And they don't have no open space there for park areas.
You know that's a topic for a different day.
But everybody got to make a contribution.
I agree. Because you know you can't take. You got to give.
What I'm saying. And on High Road now, every 5 minutes there's another church. And these guys bring abilities monstrosities.
You mean Gladstone Road?
On Gladstone Road.
Gladstone Road is a joke that I want to go in the back by in the back of South Beach there with Faith Avenue that connects into
Faith Avenue.
The one by the Learning Center or something like that. It's like a church. Every lot is a church. Headed back to where they have the.
That's where the money is. I take it now, but going to have myself a little church.
Can't start off little, man. You got to start off with a big church.
First of all, to be impactful, your church got to be a certain size.
No,
And then
I
you
get
go,
one church when they got the States, man.
I can
It's
go
the
down
new
here.
religion. What is it called?
Make me the
The new churches in the States.
mega churches.
No,
mega.
no, they got a term for them. Like the brother who got in trouble the other day.
Mega churches.
All of
Mega
them.
mega
No,
churches.
they call it mega, man. I don't
I think
What they
Drewski
teach you, they don't teach much about God. They teach you about how to give them money. And how when you give them, you can help yourself.
You can't be a giver all your life. You gotta take them. You gotta give.
You gotta give something.
You gotta give a little something.
Listen to me, gentlemen. You all leave the things of God.
That's the
No,
problem.
listen, these fellas in the
Leave the man of God.
That's
85% of the churches in Bahamas, the pastors, already sat with God. They say, "So, you up there. That's your heaven up there. This mine down here. And when we meet, we'll discuss it." I'm convinced of that now. Half of them, you can see God's shadow. Forget his face. And they don't care, because they live in their heaven right here on earth.
Only the pastors in the Bahamas?
All of them. That Lord is the same voice. Because they copy them. Because Lord, we went to school over there.
Yes, yes,
All right, and they brought the bad habits right back here.
Right back here, I tell you that.
Okay.
Gentlemen, the liquor license. Michael, this is something that you have found firsthand. It can be quite cumbersome. Something that you have to go all over the place trying to get done. And still, when you think you have it all in hand, you're told you need one other thing and to go to another agency. What is the issue?
You know, I think the issue is when they thought of this, they didn't think this thing through. I think what they did is they want you as the business owner to do all the heavy lifting. And what's happening is that you have to go and get your environmental health approval. You have to go get the fire and safety. You got to go to the police report. You got to go to physical planning. You got to go to Ministry of Works. You got to get certificates and then health. And then you have to, they have their requirements in order for you to get your certificate. Then some of their requirements, they're asking you to go back to inland revenue that they need some requirements from them. And then inland revenue is saying, hey, you in your particular case, because you're an incorporated company, you don't have this particular reference number. So when you go back to the other agency, well, here's what inland revenue told me. They'd be like, well, no, we can't do without that. Well, here's the email from Inland Revenue. Here's what Inland Revenue is telling me.
But hold on, man. But didn't they say they were easing the way we do business in the Bahamas? What happened?
You know, I don't know what, this ain't no ease of business. I can tell you right now. This
How
is
come
something.
the Chinese got liquor on their shelf and they sell liquor? Do they go through the same thing?
And how can Chinese sell liquor in grocery stores?
Yeah, grocery store. You eat and then I get you drunk at the same time.
I remember some years ago, I was operating a franchise and I was trying to get a liquor license for that. Man, I was jumping over water trying to get this liquor license. Still didn't get it. I was not approved. And then when you look at the Chinese get liquor, selling liquor everywhere. Then you get some people selling it in gas stations, some people selling it but they figure out all of the loopholes. I don't know if the people inside the ministries help them or not, but they figure out every loophole to get a license or how to sell liquor.
So what is it? Who have you spoken with? Who is in charge of this? Who now is in charge? Who does this come under?
At this point, I have no idea who. I mean, I think it came under, Economic Affairs. I think that's what it came under.
That's Mike. That's the Jerome. Fitzgerald.
Jerome
That's who I be
Fitzgerald.
with now.
Jerome
Well,
Fitzgerald.
well, then you've got to now speak with him because
Jerome, you got to
maybe,
make it easy on the brothers.
maybe it's something. Maybe it's something that he can do to change whatever because this just came into effect really a few months ago.
And from what I understood, I mean, it was targeted towards certain things or certain ways. Certain
Cleaning
people
up
are
the
doing
industry
business.
certain ways.
Yeah, and those things are still taking place. So why is it? Why did you put more red tape in place to make our jobs? Filing VAT and doing all the different things. It's already enough. You add another layer of bureaucracy that we got to jump through. Cut tapes and do whatever to try and do business in the Bahamas. It's almost becoming impossible.
Listen, you can't squeeze the people because I've heard people on the Family Islands talk about this. Eleuthera in particular talk about this. This new liquor certificate requirement and it's squeezing them because they have already done what's necessary from environmental planning and all these other agencies
so difficult
to
just
be
for
able
liquor?
to I don't understand.
How does item get to be so tedious?
I don't understand, but I want to know
They want you to
what is
start drinking
Consumer
or what?
Affairs doing? What they want you to start doing?
That's what cause you to drink.
What is Consumer Affairs doing because our food stores able to sell liquor? And I don't mean beer and stuff. Food stores can sell beer, yes?
Yeah.
I don't know, not that I knew about.
Not supposed to.
Food stores never
Would you
were
go to
supposed
any
to sell
Chinese
beers.
food store and buy beer?
Yeah.
Just like you would go on any corner.
Super Value doesn't sell
You go
beer.
on any corner.
City Market does, or the quality markets don't sell it.
The Nigerians sell all the cars, eh?
Budget foods don't sell it.
No,
So
no.
no,
we can follow up on this and keep this out there and keep it going to help because it's frustrating. Many people are not now having their licenses renewed.
Over the weekend, I can see how many stores I could go to, food stores, and buy liquor. And bring them here Monday.
Bring it here
That's what I
Monday
can do.
to make
Yeah.
a
receipt.
No,
Yeah,
but
with the receipt.
with
Yeah.
the receipt.
Yeah, bring me
do
here
that. Do that, please. Let's see. Let's see where.
They may not serve you.
No, they ain't gonna serve them because they ain't watched this. Let's see where it came from.
I went to the passport office, right, to get Stokes' passport renewed. This woman does me. You always said going Sadiq show. I said no. I said, who are you? And she price scared. I said, boy, you're looking beachy there. I said, what you say? Okay.
Oh my gosh. Listen, we do it for all of us, okay? To move this nation forward so that people can legitimately conduct business and so that your neighborhoods are well safe, but so that you know that when you see somebody in business and selling what they need to sell, they're doing it lawfully. This is why we do it. And so certainly we will continue to follow up on this, Leslie. I will hold you to how much liquor you could buy in places that you ain't supposed to buy it from.
Buy me a collect.
You got about 5 of them. Yeah, bring it.
Buy me a collect. Enjoy it cold.
About 5 of them.
Gentlemen, I thank you both very much. Thanks for sticking around and even in this segment, thank you for hanging out with me after we spoke with those beauty pageant queens. Thank you very, very much. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you for tuning in all week long. It's been awesome having you hang out all week.
It's Father's Day, eh?
And I look forward to seeing you right back here.
You better get ready for your crab and rice. That's all you get.
I want to crab and rice.
Happy Father's Day to my father. Happy Father's Day to you, Leslie. Happy Father's Day to you, Michael.
Happy Father's Day to
And I think
Douglas telling us happy Father's Day to you, Daddy.
Again, we want to send out our deepest condolences to the family of Mr. Rupert Roberts, a Bahamian hero that has done so much to advance the cause of this country. And it appears to me that I understand that his body's not here in the Bahamas as yet. I trust that the family will have a funeral that those who would wish to attend could do so. I noticed in one of the papers this morning, his face was on the front of it, but there wasn't anything inside. And people are concerned about whether the funeral is going to be held in the Bahamas. We hope it would be. I'm on behalf of all of us who knew and loved Rupert Roberts. May his soul rest in peace. May God bless you all.
Yeah, certainly someone who made tremendous contributions to the Bahamas and to many industries, especially, obviously, food and grocery. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So to the Super Value family, we've already extended thoughts and prayers to them. We do so again. And again, happy Father's Day to my father, Apostle C.J. Miller. Happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day to all.
All.
Happy Father's Day to all the guys in here who have kids and my production team. Listen, on behalf of the entire production team here at Eyewitness News, my crew, thank you so much for tuning in all week long. We look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow, Monday evening. For the entire team, yes. Have a great weekend, everyone.